Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam, total world victory of Hare Krishna. Today it is me, Isabela, on your class. I'm doing Bhagavad-gita chapter 6, verse 6. I'm also really sorry I didn't do it yesterday, but I'm doing it now, way earlier than usual, like 12 hours earlier than usual. So, let's get started. Also, I sound like I just woke up, and I didn't. I woke up like 40 minutes ago, but what can you do? Bandhur ātmanas tasya yenātmaivātmanā jitaḥ anātmanas tu śatrutve vartetātmaiva śatruvat. Bandhu, friend, ātmā, mind, ātmana of the living entity, tasya of him, yena by whom, ātmā, mind, ever certainly, ātmana by the living entity, jitaḥ conquered, anātmana of one who has failed to control the mind too, but śatrutve because of enmity, varteta remains ātmā the very mind, śatruvat as an enemy. Translation: for him who has conquered the mind is his best of friends, but for one who has failed to do so, his very mind will be the greatest enemy. The purpose of practicing eightfold yoga is to control the mind in order to make it a friend in discharging the human mission. Unless the mind is controlled, the practice of yoga, for show, is simply a waste of time. One who cannot control his mind lives always with the greatest enemy, and thus his life and mission is spoiled. The constitutional position of the living entity is to carry out the order of the superior. As long as one's mind remains an unconquered enemy, one is to serve the dictations of lust, anger, avarice, illusion, etc. But when the mind is conquered, one voluntarily agrees to abide by the dictation of the Personality of Godhead, who is situated within the heart of everyone as Paramātmā. Real yoga practice entails meeting the Paramātmā within the heart and then following his dictation. For one who takes to Kṛṣṇa consciousness directly, perfect surrender to the dictation of the Lord follows automatically. Let's go check out the differences. Alright, so his very mind has been changed to his mind, his very mind. I feel like his very mind is like his very mind, and then like his mind is just like his mind, you know? So that change, let's see why. No explanation. Okay. Don't know why that's there, but why it's been removed. It's not a bad thing. So like, it might be something like grammatical or editorial, so woohoo. Will be the greatest enemy, will remain the greatest enemy. Oh, so in this one, in the second edition, it makes it seem like the mind is your greatest enemy from the very get-go. Instead of will become your greatest enemy, it's now just staying your greatest enemy. So, what are you doing? Get down from there. I'm sorry, you can't go up there. Sorry, it's just the cat. Hello. You might be able to hear him growling, but or see him possibly. But no, you're not allowed to go up there. So that's one of the changes that completely changes the meaning. But like, it kinda, in the second, wait, let's check what it is in the original manuscript. Where's the... Oh, it's completely different. Oh, wait, no. For one who has conquered the mind is... Okay, it's completely different. But I mean, judging by what it says in the purport, the remain is kinda... It makes sense. Yeah, no comment on that change, because it's like... is it really that bad? But I mean, shouldn't have changed it in the first place, like, but I see kind of why they changed it, but changing it so it changes the whole meaning is a bit too far, So I sound like a man. My gosh. Morning voice is real and it's attacking me now. Yeah, I don't think it's the best change because it does change the whole meaning, and like editorial changes, they're great, but stuff where you change the meaning, like just adding a different word in there that's like completely redirects it, it's like, yeah, but I see why they would do it. But like, really? All right, so meaning is, so for someone who has conquered the mind, who controls the mind is the best of friends because the person can use the mind to the disposition. To think about Kṛṣṇa, to go do seva, to use the mind to create a wonderful floral decoration for Kṛṣṇa. But for one who cannot control the mind and has failed to do so, the mind will be the greatest enemy because the mind is always like, oh, let's check out this and that and this and that. Even if you're not meant to check out this or that or this or that. For example, an axe murderer. You're not, like, the mind will be the greatest enemy because you cannot control it and it will just drag you along with it. So you need to learn to control the mind through the eightfold yoga system. Yeah. All right. Contemporary application. We're going to use the money one. I used that yesterday. Well, the day before yesterday. But when you have money and you control it and you don't, how do I word it? But when you have money and you can control it, you can save it, you can put it in investments, you can spend it wisely, you can spend it on stuff that will make you more money in the future. But for someone who cannot control their money and follows whatever, like, wills and urges they have, and like, oh, I'm going to go buy a bag of chips, and like for sense gratification, so I'm going to go buy a bag of chips, I'm going to go buy a bottle of juice because I feel like it, and then they lose their money. Like, let's say they weren't getting a lot of money in and they spent all their money on things that they didn't need but they just wanted, and that's how it can, like, not controlling your mind can be really bad because you can go broke because you don't know how to, well, you do know how to spend it, but you don't spend it wisely because your mind's just like out here going, I want this, I want that, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. But when you have conquered the mind, you can understand, hey, let's use my money for something more wisely. For example, Kṛṣṇa service and getting stuff for Kṛṣṇa, deities, and offering it to the temple. Then your mind is your best friend. So, woohoo! Let's go to Te Reo Māori. Hei te tangata kauhore e hono ki te iti, kauhore I te wakapono ki a kirihi me te ko te yoga pai, yoga isn't a word in Te Reo Māori, he pai ake tonu, hei te tangata I wakakaha I a ia ano, I wakatutuki I te hine naro me na ice things. No, not the ice things. The ice things is bad. It's not even a word. In Te Reo Māori. E noho ana, I don't think it's even a word in English. Like, e noho ana I te wakararuraru ki ngā rawa materia a kauhore I te wakatutuki I ngā rerekētanga katoa ko te tangata tēnei kia whai wahi ki te yoga. Hei te tangata, for one who kahore I hono is not connected ki te iti with the Supreme, kahore I te wakapono, one who is not in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Ko te yoga he pai ake tonu is still the better. Hei te tangata, for one who I te wakakaha I a ia ano is self-controlled, I wakatutuku I te hine naro who has conquered the mind, me nā ice things and senses. E noho ana who remains I te wakararuraru unattached ki ngā tu rawa materia, material possessions, and kahore I te wakatutuki is free from I ngā all rerekētanga katoa dualities ko te tangata, such a person kia Vai Wahikita yoga is certainly elevated in yoga. So that is obviously the wrong verse. Like what? But that is most obviously the wrong verse. Let's see if I can get it to translate it manually. No, I didn't put it in speech brackets. Okay. Mō te tangata kua wakatutuki I tōna hinenaro, ko te hinenaro he hoa pai rawa, engari mō te tangata Kāore I whai wahi ki te wakatutuki I tēnei ka whiwhi I tōna hinenaro te hoariri nui rawa. Is a word by word. Mō for te him tangata who koa has wakatutuki conquered I tā tōna his hinenaro mind ko the hinenaro mind te is hoa friend pai based rawa of. Engari, but more for te one who tangata has Kāore failed I to whaiwahi conquer ki to the wakatutuki conquered I this tēnei his ka will whiwhi be I the tōna his hinenaro mind te the hoariri greatest nui enemy rawa very. Let's read that all. Alright, I will start closing off the class now. And I will first say the translation in Te Reo, then Sanskrit, then English, and then I will say goodbye. Thank you. Why did I say thank you? Thank you. I can say thank you. Mō te tangata kua wakatutuki I tōna hinenaro ke te hinenaro te hoa pai rawa. Engari mō te tangata Kāore I whai wahi ki te wakatutuki I tēnei ka whiwhi I tōna hinenaro te hoariri nui rawa. Bandhur ātmātmanas tasya yenātmaivātmanā jitaḥ anātmanas tu śatrutve vartetātmaiva śatruvat. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will be the greatest enemy. Okay, I will sign off now. Paramātmā, Shri Kṛṣṇa Sankirtan. Paramātmā, Shri Kṛṣṇa Sankirtanam. Total with victory of Hare Kṛṣṇa. Thank you, guys, so much for watching. If you're watching now, I see we have one live viewer, or if you are watching in the future. Yeah. Hope to see you guys next time. Or for whoever's doing the class tomorrow, to see you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing morning, afternoon, evening, or night.